Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Jerry's Needle. And today I'm going to be talking to you about learning how to do more elaborate patterns and projects as a beginner. You heard me right. As a beginner, you too can learn how to do the advanced projects. How you say? How can I learn how to do that? If you learn the basic stitches, which to me, there's 5 basic stitches. If you learn those 5 basic stitches, you can pull off any advanced pattern because those stitches, a lot of time, are incorporated in those advanced patterns. If you learn how to do a chain, you're halfway there. If you learn how to do a single stitch, you're on your road to learning the more advanced patterns. All crocheting is really is doing these stitches in a particular pattern, a particular length, a particular gauge. When you think gauge, think your needle. How small is your needle? How big is your needle? How thin is your crochet yarn? If you have a 4 yarn and you're using an 8 needle, your gauge is going to be big. Your loops are going to be big. So it's not, that's an example, but it's not something you can't do. So I wanted to make a video today to encourage those of us, and I still sometimes think of myself as a beginner no matter how long I've been crocheting. You get into these projects and you think, oh my God, this is such a big project. There's no way I can do this. You can do it. People see some of the things that I've crocheted and they say, "Oh wow, you're so advanced. You have such expertise." And I'm like, "Well, okay, thanks, but all it really was a double crochet kind of pattern or a single crochet kind of pattern." And if you follow the person, me myself, I can't follow written patterns too well, but I can follow somebody doing it on a video. Now, my hat is off to those who can read patterns well. But even with that, that's not even something to be afraid of, because if you learn what a single stitch is, learn how to do a single stitch, all you're going to see on the pattern is the 2 letters together that stand for a single stitch. If you know how to do a double crochet, all you're going to see on the pattern, the written pattern, is the letters that stand for double crochet. So I think in some respects, I kind of freak my own self out about reading written patterns, because I know the stitches, and I can look and say, that means a single stitch. It's just a matter of knowing, how many times they want you to do it, on what row they want you to change up, but it's doable. So we're going to be, in the upcoming videos, I'm going to go over with you. That's why I said we are going to be going over some of the basics. We're going to just do chains, one video, different colors, so you can see, different gauges, so you can see what it will look like or how does it feel when you have a smaller yarn and you're using a bigger needle, or you have a bigger yarn and you're using a medium-sized needle. It just makes your chains either tighter or looser. You hear about, what kind of gauge you want, what kind of loop you want. That has to do with your needle, in correlation to your yarn you're using. But again, we're just going to stick with the basics till you feel comfortable using, certain yarns or certain needles, doing certain stitches, single stitches, a double crochet, a treble crochet. And if you know anything about 2s and 3s, it says treble, so it's going to be 3. I don't think I've seen one that has 4. But hey, if somebody comes up with a pattern that calls for you to make a loop that is 4, you know, loops around, it's doable. It's absolutely doable. And you just do a pattern over and over and over and over. For example, if you do a single crochet on the first row, then you come across and you do a double crochet on the second row. You come back with a single crochet and you come back with a double crochet. Well, if you do that over and over and over, now you have a pattern. Same goes for if you do a half double crochet. And let's say you do that twice. Then on the third row, you do a single crochet. Then on the fourth row, you do a double crochet. And you return those over and over and over again. That's a pattern. So you can make up any pattern you want to make up with any kind of stitch. It's up to you. Granny squares used to freak me out because I was looking at it like there's no way I'll be able to do a granny square. But when I saw that a granny square included double crochet stitches, I had to stop being so scared. And now I can do granny squares and make I made a granny square king size cover for a family member. And all it was I made individual sized granny squares and then connected them together, made a cute little border. And this was a pattern that I saw on one of the channels I subscribe to. Her name is Anu. It's Anoo, Anu Crochet. She's so talented and she makes it very easy for you to understand. And I just would watch her channel and watch some of the patterns that she would do. I've made sweater patterns that she's come up with, cover patterns that she's come up with. She's a dress. I absolutely made a dress and I just cracked up because it was so easy to follow her. And I've, on certain projects, I would be so fearful. So what I'm saying to my beginners out there, don't be afraid. You too can do advanced patterns and advanced projects. You just need to know the 5 basic stitches. You get those stitches down, there is no stopping you. So in my upcoming videos, let's start next week because this week we're at the end of it. We're going to start with chains, just making chains. Once you get comfortable making the chains, we're going to come, around and we're going to start with the single crochet. And then there's, you also have a stitch that's called a slip stitch. Some people, I don't know why, but the slip stitch freaks people out. When you see how easy a slip stitch is, you won't be scared at all. And I'm excited because as you learn the basic stitches, you can go ahead and make your own patterns. You can come up with, a cover or a scarf, and make your own pattern and show your friends and family members, loved ones, and say, "Hey, I did this. I'm an advanced crocheter." So again, I look forward to our learning the basic stitches together, and I'm excited to see what those of you out there who feel like you're such a beginner. I guarantee you're more than a beginner. You're probably way past intermediate and you don't even know it. So I'm looking forward to see what we come up with and how we do. So if you haven't already, I want you to like this channel and I want you to subscribe, and I want us to start on our journey of becoming more advanced than we know. You too can do advanced patterns, and I'm really excited to see what you come up with. So until the next video, take care and get out that hook and get to practicing your chains and your single stitches, and we will connect again and start on our journey to being advanced crocheters. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.